you want to invite other people, there you go, Alex. She got it. I'm just texting other people to join right now. My bad,
Good
guys.
morning.
Hey, morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning,
Let me
Alfred.
see.
Hey, Alfred, I got a question if you don't mind, real quick.
Absolutely.
Hey, by the way, this is Paul. Hey,
Paul, how you
did you
doing?
guys? Good morning. Did you come across with any regulation as far as telemarketing? Because I was looking on the browsing on Google, and there's something that by the Attorney General that when we do telemarketing that we have to register now to the Attorney General.
Absolutely. So to answer your question right now, Robert, can you you unmic yourself? Robert is one of my engineers. He'll answer your question. I'm going through that process. Robert, can you explain that a little bit?
Are you talking about the A2P compliance stuff? Paul?
And the cold calling also. Both of those.
I'm not quite sure because I do telemarketing myself. I'm not licensed yet. I'm still working on my license. I'm waiting for DRE to process my license and all that stuff. But yeah, I was looking at that, and I stumbled on that yesterday because I wanted to find out if there's any new regulation about telemarketing, and I stumbled on that. It came up to the Attorney General. So yes, that's my
Talking about the
my
A2P.
question.
Yeah,
sorry?
so I mean, if you're talking about the A2P for there's this new regulation that came about earlier last year where you have to register now. You have to either register as a sole proprietor or you have to register your company in order to be able to like text. For actual calls, still the same. Huge disclaimer here, right? You just have to follow the rules. You have to follow the rules according to what you think it's within your limits, within your how much risk you're willing to take. And, does the result or the outcome outweigh your risk, right? So that's something we always talk about, per the law and per paper, yes.
So let me follow up with that when he's done. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, because I know we've talked about this too, Gabe, the other day.
It's totally on the calls Wild West. Okay, you have to push it to the limit that you think is going to yield, like what he said, the greatest return. In my situation, I go hard all the time, but I'm dancing around different mirrors, so it's going to be really hard to put, like, if they put my number on a do not call list, it's no big deal because like in 3 days I have a new number, so it doesn't matter. That being said, I do a lot more. I do more texting now than I do calling. Although calling is still a very good way to get yourself geared into this. That for me, the texting has yielded the greatest result, and daily I'm pulling about 20 to 25 qualified leads. So I had two new since I was with you guys last week. I have two new listings. One from a cold call in Huntington Beach last week. It's a condo, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, but it's $600K, and then one in Honolulu for 2.6 million on Friday. So the texting, by all means, for
what platform do you use for texting?
Dialpad.
Dialpad?
All right. Well, let me welcome everybody here. This is our Wednesday Zoom call. In our Zoom call, we take on a lot of scenarios, right? It's Q&A, or we role play a scenario. Just to piggyback off of yesterday's training at the office, right now, what's on agents' mind? The seller's commission, right? The seller's paying a buyer's commission that they don't want to pay, or should they pay? How are we going to educate our sellers to still pay an agent their commission? So that is the topic right now. And we role play that scenario yesterday. And I think it's going to be very good, especially if we're all listing agents for the most part, whoever's a listing agent. It's very good that you educate yourself and educate your seller that, hey, you still got to pay a buyer's commission, because if you don't, nobody's going to show your house besides me wanting to sell your house. Of course, if I find you the buyer, I'm only going to charge you, 4%, whatever it is. But we're role playing that scenario yesterday. If anybody has Q&A about that, I have Alex here, Alex Garcia. She's our office manager. She knows everything that's going on with this law. We could role play that scenario. We have Felix here if you want to ask questions to a broker so you don't get in trouble. And there's still a few members logging in right now. So anybody got any questions or anything? Stephen White, I know you were asking about, real quick, you were asking about what system does Gabe use? And I won't interrupt you guys. I'm still getting more people in here.
Yeah,
What was the question? I'm sorry, what was the question?
Dial pad.
Oh, dial pad, the text
It's
app.
it's a,
I'm looking at it.
it's an auto dialer also, but I don't use it for any of that. I just it's strictly for text. You're gonna get to the point where you're so well versed with the texting that you're not gonna need to really hop on the phone with them. I don't think last week I got on the phone with anybody, maybe someone for a minute. Because you're conveying what you want, you know, through the text, and if they reply, they're interested, and if not, they won't. That's it. Simple as that.
So it's like a Mojo with text.
Like a Mojo with text, less complicated, I would say, but basically, yeah.
Does it provide you with burners?
You could add the burners for $10.
Really?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
about 10 different mirrors, and I'm using it right now. That's the burners, and every week I reset all of them. See, the good thing about them is they don't charge you to reset the number, and if you do change the number, you're still getting the inbound text to that particular department, even if the number's changed.
Interesting. Okay.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, hey, does anybody have any?
I have a question for Gabe.
Yeah.
Hey Gabe, do you do any PPCs or SEOs, like advertisement or anything?
No, nothing like that. My plate's pretty full already. I have brokers I work with in Boston, Nashville, Del Mar, a lot here in LA, mainly on the west side, and then 2 in Hawaii. When you get good at it, your work will speak for itself in a sense. The returns, the listings, and the closings speak for themselves.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so remember, everyone, it's good that we have automation systems, AIs, all those beautiful tools, right? Dial pad, high level, KV core, all those things are beautiful, but at the end of the day, the robot is not going to show up to your listing appointment.
Yep.
So you need to get good of handling objections. I'm actually going to have my first ever Zoom call interview right now at 11 o'clock. She's a seller. Her mom lives here in Pomona. The house needs a lot of work, and she's going to interview me over Zoom, and she's in San Francisco. So it's going to be my first thing. I already have everything saved on my screensaver, and I'm pretty much ready for this lady's, whatever she's going to ask me. I'm pretty well sharpened. Recently on the property that I just put live here in Jurupa Valley, the seller's daughter lives in Texas. So some of those states already, this whole buyer commission thing got implemented. And it was questioned to me if her mom has to pay that. And I say, absolutely they are. And we role play that scenario. So this is the whole purpose of this call, is role play that scenario, because you might be getting that questions asked. Like, why do I have to pay a buyer commission? Why is your commission so high? I'm not interested right now. Call me later. So all those things you definitely want to learn how to deal with, because if you don't, it doesn't matter if you're texting, emailing, voicemail dropping, Facebooking, Instagramming anybody, you still got to call, and you still got to pick up the phone and make that call. And you want to be ready for that. Don't be a texting agent. We still got to pick up the phone and make that call. And unless you're well seasoned, like for example, Gabe is very, very well seasoned. He's in level 10. He knows how to control a conversation over text. But for some of us that are still on our growing stages, still developing, and even if you've been on the business 20 years and you want to brush up on your skills, this is where you're at right now, because you have talent from all different walks of life here. So if anybody wants to volunteer on a role play, I'm up for the challenge. I could be the seller, I could be the lender, I could be whatever you want me to be. And let me know, who are you calling? Are you calling expires? Are you calling for sale by owners? Are you calling probates? Who is your audience? Who are you targeting? So
Can I ask
anybody- go
Can I
ahead.
ask Gabe? Can I ask Gabe a quick question, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Gabe. On average, how long would you say it takes for your numbers to start coming up as scam likely, and then you have to switch it to a new number?
I mean, it's this is the thing. to be precise, you know, like Alfred was saying, you guys have a lot more to do than I have to, in the sense of like you guys got to go to open houses and all that stuff. My niche is cold calling and lead development and getting listings, and to be more precise, the multi-million-dollar listings. Okay, so to answer your question, it could be in 5 minutes or it could be in 5 days. It just depends. All it takes is that one person to report it as junk, and then the second person to report it as junk, and then it's going to come up rejected. Now what happens is it's only going to be rejected on that particular carrier, not the whole number. You get what I'm saying? So like if two people from AT&T reported as junk, it's going to come up rejected on their servers. So then I already know time is running out in that number. So typically the lifespan I give to a mirror or a number that I'm using is 5 business days. I run it hard Monday through Friday. And then I already know Monday morning, I'm going in and switching all the numbers, and it doesn't cost me nothing to do it because I'm already paying the extra $10 a month for that extra line. So, and then they hold those numbers in reserve for me if I want them, but I just dump the numbers because I'm not going to use them again anyway.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
How many texts you make a day?
About 600-700. And each 100's a different campaign. So every 100, my 100, I did 100 this morning for Cerritos. I'm doing another 100 right now for multifamilies around Whittier. And then I'm going to transition to multifamilies in Ventura. Then from there, I'm going to go to Highland Park. Then from there, I'm going to go to Hawaii. And then I think I have one more after that.
Yeah, hey Gabe, when you say your campaigns, what kind of campaigns are you doing?
I'm working for different brokers and getting them their listings, getting them their appointments. I'm doing the layup like Alfred uses. That's the right term to use it, because you're not really looking for appointments on the phone. I mean, if you can get an appointment, great. But the reality of today's business is there's going to be an initial phone call or text. Then there's going to be follow-up and maturing that relationship. Sometimes they happen in the same day. Sometimes they happen, you know, a year later, which I have a listing going live. I think I mentioned it last week on Catalina Island. I called this guy a year ago. He owns 25 properties across the country, but his business is in mobile homes. He owns 100,000 mobile home units. Those are actual units inside different parks. So this guy's like a total redneck, but he's a hustler, and you can't deny that, you know? So anyway, I called him a year ago for his property in Honolulu. I maintained the relationship over a year, text him every few months. Hey, how you doing? Finally, he's like, hey, Gabe, I'm getting ready to sell my property in Catalina. It's the biggest house in Catalina. I could send you guys the address. You can look it up. It's going to go live. It's got some deferred maintenance. It's got an infinity pool that's cracked, but what does that matter to someone that can afford to buy that? You know what I mean? That's nothing. So it's every different area is a campaign. Every different 100 calls is a campaign. And I'm, you know, the best way for me to describe it is like, I think like a machine. I wake up already knowing what I have to do to get to that end result, to get to those leads, you know?
Right.
All right, guys. So it's beautiful. We're asking questions to Gabriel, right? All those systems and all that. At the end of the day, once again, I sound like a broken record. Can you guys see my screen? Can some of you see my screen? Be careful if you're driving. Can some of you see the screen, what I'm sharing?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So beautiful. I always say it. Gabriel said it the same way I would say it. I got all the bells and whistles. But if you don't know how to deal with these objections, you're not going to even get to the person's door. So it's called the shiny agent syndrome. The agents start chasing anything that comes out. Oh, this new IA or new robot or a new CRM or anything that avoids you guys from picking up the phone, stay away from. Until you master this, do not chase those things. I'm going to repeat myself. Do not chase those things. Like I mentioned to you before, Gabriel's on level 10. We are, and I say we, because some of us are still new here. We're in level 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. But he's so advanced that he knows how to carry a conversation with his fingertips. We need to pick up the phone and learn how to handle these objections, because all this is going to be thrown at you. We're just looking. The price is too high right now for me to sell, and the interest rates. I'm not buying. I was just browsing. We're just shopping, window shoppers. I'm not the decision maker. Of course, his wife has to be on board. Not doing anything until summer because their kids are still in school. We have a better price from open door. They're only charging us 3,000 and you guys are charging us, 15,000 to sell my house. I don't have time. Oh, that's a brush off. They just send me a proposal. They get a lot of emails. Your terms are not good. That means you guys got to work on those things. I have bad credit. What do you do with somebody with bad credit? You put them with your lender. I have great credit. Somebody who thinks just because they have good credit, but if they don't have the finances, doesn't mean they can't buy a house, right? We can go through all of these objections, and you got to learn how to deal with these people, because you're going to get all of these. And the ones that you're not getting, the unspoken ones, the ones with the, why should I pay an agent commission right now? My mom in Texas didn't pay for it. Why should I pay for it? So why don't we get into a role play? I want to hear somebody role play, or does anybody want to role play with me? You are in the comfort of your own home. You do not have to open up your screen. I don't have to look at you, but you could unmic yourself. You can unmic yourself, or you want to do a role play, and then we could go back to Q&A. So any volunteers?
Sure, Alfred, I'll volunteer. I'll be the, let's say I'll be a seller.
Okay, so
Or the
so let me ask you this, Paul. Why did you choose to be the seller? Are you an agent?
No, I'm not an agent yet.
Okay, but you're gonna be an agent, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're an agent, you always want to be the agent. The seller
Okay.
is the easy one. That's the
Okay.
guy picking up the phone.
Okay.
Let's do this. We're gonna role play. You're gonna call me, right? Who do you
Okay.
normally call, Paul? Who are you calling right now?
I'm calling in Fullerton.
But who do you call? Is just you're prospecting?
Yeah, I prospect for NODs.
Beautiful. I love NODs.
Mhm.
Okay, ring me in. Ring the phone.
Okay, ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Alfred, this is Paul. I just want to let you know this is a cold call. If you want to hang up, you're more than welcome to. But if you have 30
Click.
seconds,
I just hang up on you.
okay, no problem.
You
Ring,
do
ring.
not want to. You do not
Hey, you
want to.
never want to say that. Never, ever want to say that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
Don't say that, Paul. Here's what you should say. Here, ring me in.
Okay, ring ring.
Hello, is this Paul?
Yes, this is Paul.
Hey, Paul. This is Alfred with Century 21. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No.
Well, the reason for my call, Paul, is I see that your property just got a notice of default. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Period. Okay, that's what you want to do, but do not go into negative language where you could hang up on me, because I am going to hang up on you.
They'd be like, fuck you then. Late.
Okay.
That's the first thing I would do.
All right, Paul, here we go again. Let's try it again, okay?
Well, the reason I say that because it worked so far for me. So far I don't have a hang up. In fact, they talk to me.
Okay, let's try it your way. All right, ring me in. Let's go your way. Let's go.
Okay, no problem. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Alfred. This is Paul. Just want to let you know this is a cold call, but if you have a few seconds, I can talk. I can tell you what's this call about.
I'm sorry, Paul. I don't have time right now. I'm on my way to a meeting.
Okay, that's fine. When's the best time to give you a call back?
Call me on the weekend.
Okay. What's the best time on this weekend? Like Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday at 11 o'clock is fine.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a call back at 11 o'clock. I'll put you down. And I just want to give you a brief what this call about. If you have 30 seconds, if that's fine.
You know what, Paul? You sound like a nice guy. You got 20 seconds.
Okay, great. I just want to let you know, I've noticed that you have a notice of default. It is a public record, but I just wanted to find out exactly what you're looking for as far as on this property. Are you trying to stay in this property, or what's your plan as far as on this property?
You know what, Paul? We already talked to our bank. They're going to take care of it.
Okay. And are they going to go ahead and try to do a loan modification on this? Are they trying to do a short sale? But the main thing is what you're trying to plan as far as on this property. Do you want to stay in this property? Because if you are, I can help you to, I have a plan for you to stay on this property as long as you can.
Are you sure about that, Paul?
Yes, I specialize on loan modification. I have a good background as far as on loan modification. I've been doing that since 2011. I've been helping a lot of homeowners to get out of the loan as far as on defaults.
Can you guarantee that I'm going to stay in my house?
I can't guarantee it, but I can show you some some planning in reference to that. Like I said, I've been helping a lot of homeowners since 2011, so I can show you some plan.
But Paul, let me ask you this, and I'm sorry I cut you off because I gotta go.
Sure.
What are you
Sure, no
gonna do
problem.
different than that guy Charles who just called me? He said the same thing you said. You guys all
Okay,
sound
well,
the same.
Okay, well, the difference on that is because did he show you some type of planning what he's going to do, how he's going to do the first step as far as on how to stop the foreclosures?
No. He was just saying the same thing you said, and all he wants to do is come to my house. And my wife is one of the decision makers. I have to talk to her first, but I was just wondering, what are you gonna do different than him? Because like I
Okay,
said,
well,
you guys sound the same.
okay, so let me ask you these two questions. Have you talked to your lender or your servicer in reference to what were your hardship, and then have they given you any proposal in reference to how they're going to help you in reference to stop the foreclosure?
No, Paul, Paul, my wife is taking care of that, but I gotta go.
Okay. All right. So again, we're going to have an appointment on Saturday at 11 o'clock. Is that correct?
Yeah, but please call me to confirm on Friday.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll give you a call back, let's say about 11 o'clock on Friday. Is that a good time?
Yeah, give me a call at 11 o'clock.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and put you down at 11 o'clock on Friday to follow up for our Saturday appointment.
Okay, Paul, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we could do feedback. I hope everybody's here is open to feedback. That's why we're here. It's open mic. Anybody got feedback for Paul?
Yeah, I want to ask Paul, he says he's been doing this since 2015 or whatever. Where did he learn to say this is a cold call? And he says it works, and I believe it does. I think we all have different styles and different ways to approach things. Can he elaborate a little more on that? And then when he says, hey, when's the best time to call back? Because usually when I cold call a lot too. And when I say to somebody, when someone says to me, call me back tomorrow. I'm like, okay, what time? They immediately say, what is this about? Because they don't want you to call back. And it gives you the opportunity to open, do your pitch. But if Paul can elaborate on his experience when he says, hey, this is a cold call, you may hang up if you don't want to talk to me at the moment. How much does that work for you?
What I've done is before I went back into cold calling, because I've been doing underwriting for 12 years. What I've done is I've watched YouTube so many times, and I've gone to many of the YouTube cold calling. I've done a lot of research on it, and what I did is when I picked up the phone, I started to practice on different style. So I went to YouTube at least about good 3 months before I went into start cold calling, and I tried every single technique. And what happened is I've noticed when I tell people that I was cold calling, or when I start telling them that, hey, just letting you know, I'm not trying to sell them something. It gives their guard down and it makes them more comfortable. So every time I say this is a cold call, or when I tell them, yeah, look, I know you're busy or something like that, it gives them guard down, and I get something that I able to control the conversation. So I change it a little bit, but every time that I say this is a cold call, I don't get a hang up. 90% people talks to me, and then I don't give them the sales pitch. I try to stay away from the sales pitch, because as soon as that I tell them that what this is about, then they hang up, just like what Alfred did on the first time. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find a good pitch, rather than saying, hey, this is about a real estate, or this is about this. I'm trying to leverage that out now. I'm trying to find a way to educate them rather than selling them something or telling them something. That's what I'm trying to do now.
I don't think what you're
because I'm
doing is wrong. I think it's actually a interesting. I'm sorry to interrupt you too. I think it's interesting how you're doing that. I kind of do the same thing. Before I went into texting, I was doing calls strictly for 10 years almost. So that's why I'm able to be at where I'm at with the texting. But I never go into like the direct try to sell them something. I just try to be relatable and talk to them, and it works really well.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I found out and stuff, because when I was cold calling, because I cold call every day. I call at least about between 45 to 90 calls a day. That's what I do. And regardless whether they pick up the phone or they don't. The thing is, what my hurdle is when I do a cold call is my pitch. As soon as I get them on the phone, I stumble what to say because I don't have the script, and that's what I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to find a good script right now, in reference to what I'm going to say next and everything. I can't get into the real estate yet because I'm not licensed, and my background is from the loan side. So that's why when it comes to the loan and loan modification, I can talk to them very highly, and I can tell them exactly how I can get into the conversation. When it comes to the loan, I can educate them really well. But when it comes to the real estate, I'm clueless. It's like I don't know how to start a conversation and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to work on now.
So to piggyback off what you just said, I wrote a couple things down. So you remember, people who are on NODs, they're in pain, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of them are in pain from COVID. It's a ripple effect that they haven't been able to catch up to their payments, or they lost their job, or they're going through a divorce. There's a lot going on with these people, right?
Mhm.
So when you make that call, you say you make about 100 calls a day, right?
Mhm.
Let me ask you this: how many appointments are you going to in a week?
With the NODs, it takes a little bit more time. So with that, I would do at least about 20 calls because there's more still limited. The calls on those, I take at least it takes about an hour to an hour 15 minutes per call.
It's a long time.
That's a very
Yeah.
long time. And another thing that you gotta do, Paul, you're doing what every other agent's doing. You're in your comfort zone. You gotta go and visit them at their house. I have a beautiful way of how to go and door knock NODs with a yellow envelope that you stamp with a final notice stamp, right? You want to go to these people's houses, and I have a letter. I'll send it to you. It's an NOD letter typed up by an attorney, and I made it fancy. Where I was doing it with Felix. We use the system Retran, where we find out all the NODs right in our area. And then we go door knock those NODs, and you leave them that yellow envelope, and it says final notice, all right? That yellow envelope, people see it and they get all scared, because normally anything that comes in a yellow envelope, it's a warrant, it's something with taxes. But anyhow, I have a strategic marketing plan for NODs. It's great that you're making your calls, but you're spending way too much time on your phone calls,
A long
right?
time.
Just like Gabe said, you gotta go in and out. Hey, the reason for my call is you're NOD. I'm here to help you. When can I stop by to show you how I can help you save your home? And yeah, I get it. You talk to a lender, but they're just putting a band-aid right now, and you're gonna have that problem 1 year from now. Why don't you let me come by and let me show you how me and my team here on Zoom show you how we save homeowners' homes. Hey, if I can't save your home, we'll sell the house. But if I can, let's sit down and talk. You gotta get in front of them.
Look, dude, if I was
No,
on the phone with if I was on the phone with Alfred and I was you, and I wouldn't say, hey, this is just me. I wouldn't say, hey, let me set an appointment with you to call you on Saturday, because a lot of shit can happen in a few days. You're gonna lose them pretty much, mostly, not all the time, but mostly. I would have said, look, I'm gonna relay this over to Alfred. I'm gonna have him reach out to you. That's all. No locked in time. Leave it open, and then Alfred being the broker, he's gonna be on top of it. He's gonna text them that same day or call them, and that's how it's gonna go. You want to relay.
No, I understand what you guys are saying, and I thank you for that. But out of the 25 leads that I'm working on, half of them are loan mods. I'm working on their loan mods right now. And
okay.
yeah, majority of my calls, 50% of them, I'm turning into loan mods. If loan mods, I have a contract with them. If loan mods does not work, I get the listing for those.
Got it. Yeah. So pretty much it's kind of like Dana White says, right? I don't like my fighters going into boxing. So you do both. You do loans and you do lend and you're becoming an agent, right?
Yeah, because see, what happened is in my contract, what I do to them is I tell them like, look, I can go ahead and do your loan mods and everything. That's the reason that I'm working on my license to get my real estate, because what I used to do when I started this in November, I was going on and off on my license because I was working for New American Funding as an underwriter. and I got laid off, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So, but anyway, so I decided, well, let me go ahead and explore what I really wanted to do. So I decided to get back into the business in the brokering side, and I gotta figure out finally what I wanted to do, and this is where I started. I stumbled with this NODs and stuff, and I said, okay, I'm gonna work this for a while, and then I found out that I can find this niche, trying to do loan modification while I'm working on my real estate license. So I found it. For the meantime, what I was doing, I was started giving it to another company because I wasn't licensed. So I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and, if I can't do it and stuff, I'll do the short sale and I'll give it to this realtor. I used to work for this company, Lending Bee Inc. They do real estate also, and I did private money with them, and I also did short sale for them. So I was giving it to them. I get a partial commission doing all the work. And I said, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get my license and stuff and just do the whole thing. So here I am. I passed my license last month. So I said, I'm gonna just keep doing this and stuff. And once I get my license, I'm gonna find a good broker and I'm gonna go ahead and start doing it. So that's why now I have few clients that I'm doing loan modification, which is I know I'm gonna turn this into short sale and I'm gonna put this as a listing because I know it's not gonna happen as far as the loan mods. But I'm
So
gonna have them.
most of your loan mods, are those short sales? Because they have, usually they have equity, right? Are there short sales?
Some of them is not gonna have equity because they ramped up as far as on as much as they have as far as on their equity. They strip up their equity already because that's what they did. They keep refinancing this property and stuff, and they just stripped off the equity already. There's no more room on it. Otherwise, the bank would have took that already. So that's the problem. So
Paul,
again,
where do you stay at, Paul?
I'm sorry.
Where are you located at?
I'm located here in Fullerton.
Fullerton, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're
So-
always hiring. We're here in Rancho. I'm gonna have to pitch it.
Oh,
to
I know.
you.
I keep an eye on you on
Yeah.
Facebook.
I know you do. You got to come visit me in person. Save the date, April the 9th. But beautiful, Paul. Thank you so much. Let everybody
You're
give
welcome.
Paul a high five, a virtual high five. Turn on your screens, give him a high five.
Air hug, Paul, air hug.
I'm gonna become one of those guys from TikTok, the NCPs or whatever. They move around when they give free toys or gifts.
Like Miles Morales, yeah.
All right, Paul. Thank you. All right, good
You're
role
welcome.
play.
You're welcome.
And anybody else got anything going on? I know Stefan makes a lot of phone calls. I know a lot of you guys are picking up the phone now. There's a lot of good stuff going on out there. Anybody has any questions you want to ask besides a role play? Here's the time, Alex Garcia.
I got a win. Can I announce a win?
Go for it.
All right, so I had a home in escrow representing the buyer, 2.325. Yeah, my client decided to go with Bank of America. As we all know, Bank of America are deal breakers. So they're very strict. A lot of these major chains are very strict when it comes to getting approved. Long story short, the appraisal came $2,050,000. So almost 300,000 less than what the listing price was, and or the sale price because we negotiated the price down. So, long story short, we're able to go through Citibank, and we got it appraised. So, the win here is don't give up because something that dramatic. And it's funny because I'm reaching out to other mortgage brokers that I know. These are brokers, and my clients didn't want to work with the broker; they want to go with the major chain. So I started reaching out to some of my friends, and they, appraisers, and they're like, "Yeah, man, that's not going to get appraised because this or that, blah blah." It's got to block out the naysayers, man. Don't let the haters slow you down. So we took the initiative, and I worked with the seller's agent. Him and I, we organized the situation. He happened to work with Citibank before. He is also a mortgage broker, and he was able to get one of his guys he knew from Citibank, and they appraised it, and we're closing escrow. All contingencies are removed, and I'm really happy. It's one of my favorite transactions so far since I've been in the business. It's been a wonderful experience.
Good, man.
Give it up for
Congratulations.
Stefan. Here goes another high five for your W's, right? Here we go. Here we go.
Air hug for you, sir. Deposit that one in the bank.
That's it. I got the check. Thank you. Thank you.
It's gonna clear.
Awesome. Anybody else has anything they want to share? Real quick update, real quick update, April 9th, save the date, guys, April 9th at the office. We are launching a wholesale department here in Rancho. You guys are all invited. I'll post a flyer. It's an event going on and it's open invitation for everyone. So hopefully you guys can make it. If you can, save the date if you want to know about wholesale. Other than that, anybody else has, go ahead.
Are you gonna do it, have it on Zoom? I might be in Europe, that's why I'm not sure yet.
Absolutely not. It will not be on Zoom because some of the stuff that's going to be shared, it cannot be recorded. It cannot be streamed. So I'll let you know how it goes, Charles.
Okay.
Other than that, anybody else has a role play they want to role play? I know some of us are making calls today on Wednesdays. Just so you guys know, on Wednesday, Paul, just so you know, on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday, we are training people that are new agents. I believe from 1:15 to 2:45 in Rancho, there's free real estate training for new agents that want to be agents in our office. And then that ends at 2:45. And then at 3 p.m., from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., we do the phone zone. The phone zone is pretty much you bring your list of buyers. If you don't have a list, we will provide buyers for you to call and make calls. We train you how to make a call. We train you how to dial. We train you how to make appointments. So if you're not making calls and you're not cold calling and you're not picking up the phone or role playing, you will not be here in the next 2 years. I truly believe with all these laws and everything that's changing, you got to pick up the phone and make that call. So you guys are all invited here. We're increasing our training in person and virtually. So just wanted to drop those little nuggets. I do see some people driving. So if you're driving, just be careful. We did send out a disclosure. If you get in an accident, we are not responsible if you're role playing during the drive. So full disclosure out there. But anyways, anybody guys, any role play they want to share or any scenario you got going on right now? Just so you guys know, it's still a seller's market. It's crazy. I opened up 2 escrows yesterday, and I've never did so many seller multiple counters. It's crazy right now. It reminds me of pre-COVID. What does that mean? Even though interest rates high, nobody's even talking about that anymore. Buyers are paying over asking price, and some sellers are willing to give money back for concessions for buy down rate, or you could use it for closing costs. And once you use that money for closing costs, please do not hit me with a request for repairs because I'm going to shred it. You're not going to be able to get more money. You can only get up to 3%, I believe, of its FHA and conventional, right, Felix? I think we have the sheet right there in the office. You can only get certain percentages back. I'm sorry.
VA is 4%. FHA is up to 6, depending. Yeah.
So did you guys know that for certain loan limit, for certain loan types, you could only give a certain percentage back for concessions? Felix, you don't mind repeating it? Oh, you know what? I think I have it. Hold on 1 second. I want to share this with you guys, just so you guys know it is a role play call, but we also give it information. So 3% is only allowed if you put 10% down or less. 6% is allowed if you put down 10 to 25%. 9% is allowed if you're putting down 25% or more. Above is your primary. Only 2% is allowed on an investment to give back. FHA only allows 6%, and VA, like Felix said, only 4%. So you guys got to know that, right? If these buyers are asking you guys for concessions, you got to know how much money you could give back because it can kill the deal. You could go into escrow and it could kill your deal. Another thing you guys want to do is something I learned by Felix is if you're getting offers, make your contingency days very tight. And if you can have that buyer or that person release that EMD deposit, it secures that buyer so you're not wasting your seller's time. So much going on here, so much to learn. But anyways, it's open mic. If anybody wants to do a role play, you're more than welcome, or if anybody want to share any news from what you're hearing, you're more than welcome to unmic yourself.
Alfred, can you
Yes.
share that list that you just said for the credits?
Oh, yeah, I can share this list, David. I'll take a screenshot and send it to you on the percentages back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
percentages.
I'll share that with you, David. David, anything I know you're into Airbnbs, you do flips, and I know you're more in the Nella area, Highland Park, Lincoln Heights area. Anything going on out there?
Yeah, I heard Gabe is going to be calling for that. So
I'm already calling for it. I have one closing there about 2 weeks ago on Marymount, and then I got two coming to market and Eagle Rock from the same
Nice.
owner next month. So that area is very active. I think this week I pulled probably 6 leads out of there and 3 appointments, and I've already delegated them to the necessary people. But I'm getting returns out
awesome.
every day.
Good.
So, what are you guys hearing out there? Do you guys see a lot of expires for sale by owners? What are you guys looking at, David and Gabe, out there?
So for me, I'm seeing a lot more expires, right? A lot of people weren't able to sell their properties in October, September, November, December. So a lot of expires. We are in multiple offers. Right now, one of my investors is buying 2 properties that I located in Montecito Heights. It's my neighborhood, so I knew the value. I knew the ARV right away. We submitted an offer. We're hoping to get that. We lost it. We lost it by 5,000. The agent that she did a probate. She never went to the property. She was questioning me about, did I go to the property? I said, yeah, I went to the property. I never saw you. I saw your seller hosting an open house, and she was questioning me about the offer. And I said, look, just present the offer. We want it. They went with the other offer. It was a wholesaler, and now they're coming back and they're saying, hey, so do you still want it? And I said, yeah, I still want it, but now I'm going to give you the real price. Right? It was at 610. No, it was at 610. Our offer.
Oh no, head and shoulders.
And now we're going to 585, right? And that's where we're starting, and she's gonna accept it. My office has another fixer, and then same investor is buying that. It's buying that one. That offer, that listing had maybe 45 people in there, and maybe seven offers, and we did 4 counters. So if for fixers are still good. Yeah.
Got it, man. Thank you for sharing. So there is still business being done.
100%.
Yeah.
I circle prospect. I start at 1 and work my way down the list. I'm not just targeting any one particular thing, probates or whatever. I'm just carpet bombing and trying to see who wants to sell, and I'm getting a lot of action that way. I think last month in Highland Park and Eagle Rock, I probably pulled about 25 leads out of there. A lot of them are still being worked, as they take time, but we do have some conversions, and it's just survival of the fittest when it comes to the phone calls and the texts.
Absolutely. Well said, guys. This is a separation season, right? And this is the time to become that professional agent. And everybody's like, what is a professional agent, Alfred? A professional agent is somebody who treats us like a business, shows up at 8 in the morning, ready to go at the office, doesn't watch CNN. Remember, there's only 2 things that brainwash you at your house. Can anybody guess what they are? I'm giving away free tickets to Disneyland.
Postmates.
If you guess 2 tickets to Disneyland, if you can tell me 2 things that will brainwash you at your house.
Your couch and your bed.
Your wife in the news.
CNN.
No, it's the wash.
The news.
It's the washer and your TV. Those 2 things will brainwash you.
The watcher.
They wash your brain. So stay away from those, right? But anyhow, you want to stay. Right now it's gonna be all mindset, guys. Everybody was panicking over the weekends. I never seen so many reels about this commission. Just like they did reels when the interest rate went up. Everybody was doing reels. Oh, the commission 7. Interest rates are high. So everybody was doing reels. Now it's, oh my God, nobody wants to pay a buyer agent commission. And I don't know what's next. Maybe COVID will come back. What I'm trying to say is you need to stay focused and train yourself. This is a time to put your head down and train and train and train. Like Stephen White said a little while ago, there's haters out there everywhere. There's people in your circle that do not want to see you win.
In your family.
Even your own family, right? Oh, you're gonna burn out. Rest. You're working too hard, Gabe. David, take some time off. You're always working. I never see you go on the vacation, David.
I set boundaries with my family. The only people I'm accountable to is my wife, my daughter, and God, and that's it.
Absolutely. Well said. Like, I had a friend of ours, David, call me and he's like, "Hey, Alfred, how come I don't see you at the clubs?" I said, "Hey, how come I don't see you at the bank?" I don't want to say his name, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful who you guys are talking to, because mindset, especially in the morning, you do not want anybody to come. They say it takes 1 ounce to poison a whole lake. Imagine when somebody comes and drops 1 ounce of negativity in your mind, and you're over here waking up at 3:45 a.m., writing down your goals, working out, drinking a lot of water, trying to stay healthy. Remember, food is fuel. Whatever you're eating, during your lunch, if you go eat burgers and then you come back to make calls, you're gonna feel sluggish.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with that because once in a while I share pastrami with my wife at lunch, and it's pretty good.
But don't you feel sluggish after?
Nah, bro, because I'm 3 coffees in already.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is mindset is everything. There's a lot of great audibles out there. Maybe on the next I'll share all the books I'm reading on Audible. If you don't have time to read, Audible is great. You can use Audible while you're driving, while you're working out, while you're going to the office. Audible is better than listening to Big Boy in the Neighborhood. That guy's like 50 years old. He has nothing new to say, but it's always good to keep educating yourself. Remember, the best investment is you. Keep educating yourselves. Keep showing up to these calls, because this is a community. And speaking about that, a lot of you guys know I've been working on a new community. It's called Real Closers. It's not a secret. I'm gonna share the link here. Real Closers was designed to put us all together. It's also a place where we're gonna be sharing about wholesale, investors, cold calling, tech. We're gonna be sharing new tools in tech, new CRMs that are coming out. We might even share blogs on the laws. There's going to be coaching there, different time coaching, because I know sometimes 9 o'clock might not work for somebody, and there'll be another time zone where somebody can teach at a different time. Because I know there was somebody that sent me a message here that she was in I think Oklahoma, and it was 3 hours ahead. I think she's on the call. If you're on the call, say hello. I got your message on Facebook. I know she was 3 hours ahead. Sharon? I think it's her. Sharon, you're there? I think she tried to unmute herself. Can you hear me? I think you're on mute. You might want to check your microphone. You want to check it where the little camera is on the left side. On your left, there's a little microphone. You click the little arrow that's up, and then they'll say the system, the computer, wherever you're using, you can use it. Let me know if you have problems. I'll be talking to you over. But anyhow, guys, I share the link here on the message board. If you guys are not part of the Real Closers community, get yourself in there right now. It's free. We're working on a lot of stuff. Robert, can you elaborate a little bit? Meanwhile, Shireen works on her mute button.
Yeah, so the community is basically a small or a tighter space for us to get together. And the sole, I guess, purpose of it is to kind of help you guys get better on the listing side of things, like get more listings. Right now, there's a big, NAR stuff like Alfred saying, all right, so how do you get better? Well, let's go after listings now, right? Let's continue to go after listings. What is it going to look like on the buyer side? Hey, we don't know. We don't know what that conversation is going to look like. A lot of people are going to drop out. Less competition, of course. So this is time for you guys to get closer together. And this is where it's going to happen, right? There's a lot of stuff in there going for free. Coaching, like Alfred said. There's some free resources that we're putting together for you guys to start putting it out there, branding yourselves. I think it's important that you guys don't miss out on social media, right? So we're gonna put in content there for you guys to just share it on your stuff. Memes are things that get people's reaction. So let's start using all the tools. Tech, we're gonna share what we're using, what's working for us, scripts, presentations. There's a ton of stuff that's gonna go in that group. So right now we're still building it out. Alfred is still building stuff out in the back end. We're still building stuff in the back end. We're testing things out ourselves, see what's working, what's not working. And of course, we're going to share all that with you guys so that you guys can repeat something that already is working, as opposed to, hey, what do I do here? How do I do this? How do I get done? What tools do I need to use? We're going to give you exactly what processes and everything we're doing so that you guys can just kind of copy paste and just get it done.
Okay. Hey, Robert, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This is Paul.
Oh, hey, Paul.
Hey, I did join on your site and everything through Facebook. I was wondering, can you help me out with scripts? Is that somewhere that I can get some assistance with through the website? Is that something that you can provide me some samples of scripts?
Yeah, I think we do have scripts that we're gonna be putting up in the group. We're gonna be adding scripts for for expired FISBOs, and I think, but at the end of the day, this is where it happens, right? You're gonna have access to scripts, templates, stuff that we use, but these Wednesday meetings, role plays, these is where you need to practice the scripts here because that's where you are gonna get better.
Okay.
So yeah, we are gonna give you access to all that stuff, and again, let us know what else is needed in order to get you guys going faster too. That's the whole point of that community. Ask questions, post your stuff, introduce yourself, let people know where you work, what you do. Post your picture, post your business card. It also has a little section for referrals, for deals. Alfred just talked about wholesale deals. We work wholesale ourselves, so sometimes we're looking for investors, or we have a deal that we just don't want to work ourselves. So maybe that's something you guys want to work on. Maybe you can turn a wholesale deal into a listing. So that's what the community is about as well. How can we support each other, right? So yeah, we're going to give you access to scripts, but at the same time, think of it as a they say that you are the sum of all the top 5 people that you surround yourself with, right? This is your circle. This is your people. The more you hang out with us, the better you're going to get and the faster you're going to get to your goals at the end of the year.
Okay. Sounds good. I like that. I thank you for that.
Well said, Robert. Now,
Hey,
Shireen.
Alfred,
Go ahead.
it's Jesse. By the way, so I like what you said about mindset. Sorry, I've been kind of silent because I'm trying to work on something over here. But I like the thing that you said about mindset because you could have mindset all day and say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But what you need to have to push that mindset is discipline. And if discipline will always outweigh motivation and everything, discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. So if you don't have the discipline, you're not going to have the mindset. The 3 most important things in this world to do in your life, besides our job, is going to be holding your marriage together, walking with God, and staying healthy. Those are the 3 most important things. But without discipline, you can't even accomplish that. Without discipline, you're not going to be good at what you do in our industry, real estate. And that goes for lenders, agents, investors, whoever's in this industry or even out of this industry. If you don't have the discipline, you're not going to have the mindset. So yes, mindset is everything, but discipline comes first and foremost. So if you're not disciplined, that's what you need to work on first in order to be successful. So that's what I want to throw out there.
Awesome. Well said, Jesse. Real quick, let me go back to Shireen. Shireen, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
There she is. Everybody give her a virtual high five. If you have your screen, give her a virtual high five. Shireen, so welcome to the group. I know you found us in the Real Closers Facebook community group. Welcome here. There's a link on the chat if you guys want to click. Like Robert mentioned to you earlier, we're gonna just give everything for free. Everything for free. My job and everybody's job here is to help each other, right? when stuff happens here in our community with real estate, if we're all not working together, these attorneys, these lawyers are going to take it. So we all need to work together and educate our clients, our customers, our family, and let them know, hey, you might be hearing all this craziness in the news, but don't worry. I'm part of a group where we have all the right resources. So welcome to the group. Shireen, anything you want to share?
Oh, well, I'm just glad to be here, actually. I'm from Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, so it's really cool to be here. I started real estate pre-COVID. It's going to be 4 years in August since I've started real estate, but I started real estate by calling leads. And so, but this is, I think it's been the past couple of years that I'm actually looking into scripts and looking at for sale by owners and expires as well. So I'm excited to be here and to role play and stuff. So really
Awesome.
cool to be here.
You're in the right group. It's funny that the guest speaker we have on April 9th, once again, April 9th, save the date, guys, April 9th. The speaker, his name is Austin Hancock. He's actually a very famous home flipper investor over there in Oklahoma. He just moved his family to San Diego. He lives in Del Mar, bought a beautiful house overlooking the ocean. He's becoming a good friend of mine. He's going to come and teach everybody in my office, and everybody's welcome. I'll ask Alex, maybe we'll have a Zoom link for that day. For a lot of people that can't make it, we'll try to see if we could do Zoom for you guys. And he's from Oklahoma, so go 405. I am a big fan of that show on TV, Street Outlaws. They are from Oklahoma. They're the 405 group. So shout out to you from Oklahoma. Other than that, guys, it's 9:56. We normally try to respect everybody's time because I truly believe after an hour we lose people's attention span. So does anybody have any takeaways or anything they want to share before we close out this community? Once again, Paul and anybody who's in California. Alex, can you elaborate a little bit on the training you're doing for new agents at 115?
Yes, we're gonna do a training, me and Felix, on the RPA and just how to submit an offer, what you have to put in there, what you have to look for, how to explain it to your clients. It's gonna be mandatory for new agents, anyone that's just recently got licensed, but or just waiting for their license. But also we're just gonna be going over everything that it consists of. So all welcome.
Awesome. You see, guys, so we do this every other Wednesdays because if we were to do it every day, there's people that say, I'm not going to show up on Wednesday because Gabe and Robert and Alex are going to be there tomorrow. So that's why we do it every other Wednesday, this phone zone and these trainings. But of course, we're here every Wednesday for this Zoom call. And I'm sure we'll add another day. We're trying to do 2 days a week, maybe 3, who knows? But I want to thank everybody for their time. Once again, if you're not part of our community, get in our community. That's where you're going to get scripts. You're going to get blogs. You're going to get free content to post. You're going to know about AI. You're going to know about systems. Hey, I'm a part of an accountability group every day at 5:15. If you want to be a part of that call is at 5:15 Monday through Friday. It's only a 15-minute call. For the most part, it's just a call where we all just get together. We talk a little bit, and then at 15 minutes, we're out like trash on a Thursday. So if you want to be part of that, it's pretty cool, to be part of these communities because you don't want to, being an agent, it feels like you're in an island like Justino by yourself. And it does feel that way. So when you join a community, you got people to back you up. You got a lot of resources here, a lot of talent right here in front of my screen right now. People that have been here 20 years from people that's been here 1 year. So get yourselves involved. We will also have David Deanda. He will be a speaker, hopefully in the month of April. He wants to come and drop some nuggets on what he does at our office. Hopefully we'll get to see Gabe one day as well. And all of you guys are all invited once again. And anybody has anything else before we close this out?
Yes, I thank you.
Nope. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, everyone.
Anytime, Mr.
Yeah.
Paul. And once
Thank
again, guys,
you.
if you know anybody out there who's struggling, who needs help, who needs to be in this community, invite them. Please invite them. Everybody's welcome here.
Thank you,
Doesn't
bud.
matter
Appreciate it.
Doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter what company you're with. There's no color lines here. None of that stuff. This is just a community of agents trying to help each other grow and help people, as many people as we can. We're here to help as many people as we can. So make it a great day. Nothing else pays. Justino, make sure you put some tanning. You don't want to burn out there in the Cabo, wherever you're at. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Cool?
All
Have
right,
a good
guys.
day,
have a good
everyone.
one.
Sounds
Okay,
good. Look
you.
forward to it.
Bye, guys. Have a
Bye-bye.
great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.